Hello guys, this is Yasir Khan coming to you again with another video, and I'm so sorry the last couple of days I could not make a video because I was busy and I was trying to find out time to get a couple of videos out there, but it just didn't happen. So I am sorry about that. Now, over the past week, many of you have messaged me on the YouTube channel and also on my Facebook page saying that I should be making videos more frequently, even if they're not getting more views. So yeah, that's totally fine. I'll keep making new videos. Thank you for your support. And I totally understand that whenever we try to do something from the beginning, of course, it's going to take a little bit of time for things to pick up steam, right? So that's totally fine. Now, the title of this video is why is it so easy to go bankrupt? And to some of you, this is going to hit home a little bit. I have been through a stage of my life where money wasn't exactly easy to come by. And I've had to take some pretty big risks in order to get to where I am today. Now, the reason this video could resonate with you is because you might have filed for a bankruptcy in the past, or you might have thought that you're getting really, really close to financial ruin and you had to do something about it. Now, here's the good thing. Most of the people around the world are pretty much in a similar situation. In fact, in one of the top countries, US and Canada, which the entire world in one way or the other looks up to, actually more than half of people are living paycheck to paycheck, which means that they are very, very, very close to bankruptcy if they lose their jobs. Now, I think it's in the US, it was around 64% of people who were living paycheck to paycheck, and in Canada it was 52%. But these are very scary statistics, right? In other words, if these people did not get their next paycheck, which comes in every 2 weeks, they would be in financial trouble. In fact, the savings rate in US and Canada has dipped below 3%, which means that pretty much whatever people are earning, they are spending, right? And that's never a good idea. So once again, why is it so easy to go bankrupt? Well, the first thing to understand is that the vast majority of people, by definition, have the only source of income as their jobs. Okay, they only do jobs as a way of bringing in money. There's nothing else. They don't have stock dividends coming in. They don't have businesses. They just don't have anything else apart from that job, right? And this was pretty much the same for my parents as well, for my family as well. This is just how apparently the world works. And that's why most people, even if they've worked for 40 years at a job and they're about to retire, they don't feel secure because that's the only income they had. Now, sure, they might have some pension income coming in, but I can guarantee you that the pension income would be less than 25% of their actual salary that they were getting on the job. And that's why people feel very, very financially insecure. Now, here's the thing. If currently you or your family are doing jobs and the only income that is coming in is through a job, then you are in trouble. I'm going to say it again. If the only way of you making money is through a job, then you are in trouble whether you know it or not. Now, I can hear some of you saying, well, no, I have a very high paying job at a very decent company. The company is not going to go bankrupt. And they told me that I'm going to have this job for the next 10 years. Well, unless you have tenure, which is I think it's a government thing that they guarantee that you will have this job pretty much forever till you retire or till a certain time period. Unless you have tenure, your job is not permanent, especially if it's a corporate job. And especially if you're in the US or Canada or in the Western countries or in westernized, industrialized nations. Okay? Now, in countries like India and Pakistan, I'm from Pakistan, by the way. In Pakistan, you could be with the same company, but for the entire career, and that's fine. But the thing is that in this day and age, even that is changing, guys. Okay, I know people who had really good jobs back in Pakistan. They're getting paid a lot, and in 3 months they are laid off and they're trying to find a new job. What I'm trying to say is that jobs in this day and age are very, very unstable. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but you could have a job today and lose it tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you're getting paid twice the normal salary someone would make. The more specialized you are, the more you make, but the easier it is for you to get laid off. Okay, and the more difficult it is for you to find another job. Okay, I know of PhDs in Canada, people who have done PhDs, they're working as taxi drivers. They're taxi drivers, guys. I know of accountants, lawyers, and mostly doctors who are taxi drivers here. The reason, once again, is that there is a lot of competition, there are not enough jobs, and the more specialized you become, the more overqualified you are for a job, for a certain job. So please keep that in mind. Secondly, people just do not have any financial IQ. Most people, and I don't say it as a way of saying that you should be better. I'm not saying that. It's just that it is the truth. Most people just do not know enough about finances, and that's why we have people who were making $200,000 a year in US and Canada, but then they get laid off, and within 3 months they're filing for bankruptcy. Now, doesn't that sound really silly? This happens because people don't know how to manage their money. They don't have financial intelligence, and they don't know how to make their money work to make them more money, right? I know of doctors, actually dentists, who have their own practices, who are living paycheck to paycheck. They have their own dental clinics, and this is happening to them. I know of a surgeon who has mentioned that if he lost his job, he would be bankrupt in the next year, in the next 12 months. I know of people who are over 65, they worked at a decent job their entire lives, and they have almost nothing saved for it, except their house. And if things go bad, they will have to sell the house, and then they will really have nothing. So please treat this video as a wake-up call. Okay, if you only have your job to rely on, then you are on very thin ice, and if you lose your job, then it's kind of an issue. Okay. The other reason why people have to file for bankruptcy is because they invest in stocks, and then the stocks go down, and then they say, well, all my wealth was tied to that particular stock. This is especially the case if they're working for multinational companies and they invest into the stocks of those multinational companies. Now, you should be investing in that stock, that's fine, but you shouldn't be investing all your life savings, especially when you know that the company is not stable at all. Okay, the easiest way to figure out if you should invest in the company, in the stock of a company, is look at their financial statements and figure out if that company is making money, if it's profitable. I am always shocked at whenever someone comes to me and says, well, I invested in this stock and now the company is going bankrupt and the stock price went down by half. And I look at the financial statements, and that company more or less has been reflecting losses on the financial statements for the last 2 years, and the people, they just don't see it for some reason. If the company is not making money, how are they going to make you money? It's common sense, right, guys? So please, it takes, I know it takes time, effort, and money to become financially educated. But if you want to stay away from financial ruin, especially in this day and age when everything is crazy, you have to understand what you're buying, the investments that you're buying, why you're buying them, and what will happen once you buy them, right? So most people who have filed for bankruptcy or are very close to financial ruin, that I kind of personally know, they're not in my family, but I kind of know them. They have either they bought stocks of one company without researching the company, and the stocks lost value, they went down in price, and now they're saying, well, I have nothing left. Number two, they bought near the top of the housing bubble in Toronto and in other places. So they bought a property for $600,000 when the true value of the property was $450,000. And when the price went down, they lost money. Okay, more than the money they lost their night's sleep. Third, I know people who had $150,000 jobs per year. That's a pretty good amount of money. They lost the job probably because the company was downsizing, or because they were just not the right fit for the company, and they got a little bit of severance, but they lost a lot of money. They had no backup, and most importantly, they could not get another similar job. Okay, this is very, very important information, guys. Okay, um, I also know people who made a lot of money, then spent it on vacations and cars, and basically whatever they were earning at the job, they were spending on Mercedes or BMWs or even Lamborghinis. I know people who have Lamborghini. Well, they had Lamborghinis, they had to sell them off because now they're close to bankruptcy. What I'm trying to say is, guys, it's very important to understand that we need to have multiple sources of income. I know you already probably know that, but society is conditioned in a way that we keep relying on this one job, and then when we lose the job, then we lose our hopes and aspirations, and then we are squeezed into desperation. We're squeezed into doing things that we wouldn't want to do, and at the end we get a job which we don't really like, but we have to do because of the money, and it turns into a vicious cycle, which is very difficult to get out of. Okay, so please, I would really request you to watch this video again. It has a lot of information that you need right now to change your life. Share it with your friends and family, and if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe. I love hearing from you. Please comment, and I will try to make more videos as soon as I get another chance, guys. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.